WWE may be fans of the 2-hour format, but it appears that the USA Network hate us because they don't want 2-hour blue branded shows on Friday nights. They want it to remain 3 hours, and that appears to be what is going to happen. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. We knew that WWE Smackdown was going to 3 hours, but the rumours were, the stories were, that WWE and USA Network had agreed that after Mania, shortly after Mania, they would revert back to 2 hours. But I guess the USA Network have decided, you know what? We like having 3 hours of this shite on our programming every Friday night. We don't want to lose an hour. We don't want to lose 60 minutes of this. We don't want to lose the likes of Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa and Pretty Deadly and Andrade and Malachi Black and all these jobbers that are not deserving of being on a SmackDown show. So they've decided that WWE is going to remain 3 hours.
They've signed their own death warrant here. I mean, who in their right mind wants 3 hours of this? I don't want one. I don't want 3 minutes. 3 minute warning, 3 hour warning. It's the worst fucking show on television.
The clock is ticking and it's time to kill. You got 3 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
give me those three with their botchy match. No, those two fat jabronis, Jamal and Rosie. Give me their botchy matches in 2002 every day of the week over this shite.
Yeah, so WrestleFotes noted the following, quote, according to sources, the plans for SmackDown show length on USA Network changed back in January. WWE and USA agreed that May 30th show would be the final 3 hour presentation, with the show reverting back to 2 hours on the June 6th edition. We are told the show will remain 3 hours for the foreseeable future now, as USA Network was steadfast on keeping it that length. Sources say that USA has been happy with the overall performance of the show, numbers-wise, with the third extra hour. Discussions on if the show will revert back to 2 hours are currently ongoing, with an idea that it could happen when the overall new television season starts in late September for all the networks. End of quote.
Well, you know what, guys? That's absolutely ridiculous. See this? Oh, we're happy with the number. Have you seen the numbers? Lowest keys of the year. Demos. Lowest ratings of the year. Johnny Gargano appearing across 80 minutes of a 3 hour block is downright worthy of death, to be honest. I mean, who came up with that? They cannot be happy. Right?
No, but listen, the only thing that WWE's got and that wrestling has got, and this is our saving grace, they produce a show every single week.
Yep.
And no, listen, we can talk about other shows. We can talk about basketball, baseball, American football, talk about shows in their prime that did good numbers, like Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead. But with American sports, they're seasonal. You know, they've got their period. Like the NFL pretty much only lasts, 6 months of the year? Like 5.5 months of the year. Baseball as well, it's not all year round. But basketball's not all year round. TV shows, some of these shows maybe have 10 episodes a year. And that's back in the day when they used to film a new season every single year. You look at TV shows now, they normally take 2-3 years off between filming seasons. And sometimes they've got even less than 10 episodes a season. So let's say there's a good show that is on a Friday night and it's on the USA Network and it's a good show and 5 million people watch it. That's all well and good, but it might only be 8 episode seasons. So you've only got 8 weeks of that show, and then it might take 2 or 3 seasons to film the next season. So at least with wrestling, as bad as it is, and as low as the numbers are compared to what they used to be, wrestling is a guaranteed fixture every single week. The USA Network know with SmackDown that they're getting that every single week, and having 3 hours of a guaranteed show that is doing 1.4, 1.5 million, it's like a safety net. It might not be a great number, but there's not much else out there that you can guarantee to air every week that gets the same as WWE programming.
Yeah, we don't bullshit. We know this. You have literally no other TV show across the board that will be. I mean, they took pride in it for decades. With Raw, the longest weekly episodic television show, 1,500, near 2,000 episodes.
And they jobbed at it for Netflix.
Aye. They did job it for Netflix, but again, just because it produces, like, but they have fucking history, right? They can look at the history of what it used to get, right? When it was still episode. Could it just be a case? See wrestling, right? Could it just be a simple case of, right? Like it, everything doesn't last forever, so good ratings were never going to last forever. Is that the case here? Or can you look at it and be like, you know what? There's a core base that's going to watch this shite regardless, weekly, religiously, because they're brain dead and retarded. What about the people that used to watch it? Why can't we tap into them from 25 years ago? I think that's the way I'd look at it. It's like, you know what? You can't have this baseline where you get like 1.3 million every week in the States on the USA Network. We saw Raw get similar numbers. Why can't we get it from the... Why can't we get Attitude Era numbers and Ruthless Aggression Era numbers? But the problem is, on USA Network, the board and things like that, they probably don't have anybody like that even thinks of that.
What are you talking about?
The numbers of the fucking past. They should be fuming about these shitey numbers. It was still episodic back in '99 to the 2000s when the numbers were skyrocketed compared to this shit. They shouldn't be happy.
But it's still better than anything else they can get.
Yeah. But what about this? These numbers are shit. You can say it's better than anything else they can get. But you can still strive for better.
So USA Network shouldn't have SmackDown on the network because they used to do way better. Here, see that 1.5 million you can offer us? We're going to refuse that and go with a shitty show that gets 600k because you used to get 5 million. Doesn't work that way.
So we've never talked in the past about Fox, right? And USA Network or even Netflix complaining about certain guys where they don't draw a fucking dime. Oh, the war rooms where they're marking it for Natalia. Oh, but it's alright because no one else can get these numbers. Come on, man. We need to wake up and smell the coffee here.
Wake up and smell the coffee?
Aye. I think you're full of shite.
No, you've lost the plot.
How have I lost the fucking plot? You've lost the plot. You're defending it.
I'm not defending it. It's fucking garbage.
It is garbage, but you're half defending the ratings because nothing else can deliver it.
I'm not defending it. I'm simply saying that I can see why the USA Network keeps SmackDown up. I know what I'm talking about, right? See, as in terms of a weekly episodic show, there's not much else out there that these networks can get
but they every
52 weeks a year that can guarantee these sort of numbers, right? There's not a lot else out there that can do it. See, your baseball, that's not on 52 times a year. Same with your basketball and your American football and good TV series, all right? See, in terms of a show that you can show every single week, I mean, wrestling's probably the best thing out there. It is what it is. Are the numbers as good as they used to be? No. But the USA Network... See, the numbers... See if the numbers were so shite. See if it was a terrible number. USA Network would be like, oh no, we don't want 3-hour shows. We'll find something else for that third hour. But the likelihood is, the USA Network know that they probably ain't going to find anything. They cannot get something solid. They can't get something consistently every Friday night that is going to do better than a third hour of SmackDown, and that's why they don't want the third hour to go. It's as simple as that. It's like when Raw was on the USA Network, and the USA Network didn't want Raw to go back to 2 hours when WWE wanted to put it back because they were happy. They wanted that third hour of broadcasting because the reality is, if Raw or SmackDown goes back to 2 hours, whatever USA Network puts on in place of that third hour isn't going to do the numbers that WWE can do, despite the WWE numbers not being good. So it's as simple as that.
Yeah, but I still believe that the USA Network should be like, you know what? Yeah, is this better than some other stuff 52 weeks out the year? But look what it used to get. Just because it's better than some others, you should strive for a wee bit more than that. And also, look at Dynamite. How many times have we sat here and be like, oh, the Big Bang Theory reruns, and then everyone just tunes out for Dynamite?
Well, what do you want them to do?
Why don't you?
What do you want them to do? Go. No ifs or buts, but what do you want them to do? Explain it 30 seconds or less. You're the USA
Before
Network.
I explain it, right? If fucking the Big Bang Theory and other TV shows like that can outdo Dynamite before it and they lose viewers, I'll bet my life. Fuck it, I'm putting my life on the line. There's TV show reruns out there that would do more than SmackDown every day of the week. Every day of the week.
Name them.
Friends, Big Bang Theory, right? No, I'm not. There's just fucking.
Would the Big Bang Theory? Where's
Cheers?
Where's the proof that the Big Bang Theory does better than SmackDown? Because, I mean, it did slightly better than Dynamite.
But it's an example. I think the USA Network's a better network than TNT. So therefore, I believe naturally if it was on TNT, it would get more views.
Is it?
I think it is. The same way Fox is a better network, it got more viewers. Why? SmackDown just didn't lose all the viewers for Fox to...
No, you said USA is a better network than TNT.
It is.
I don't think it is.
Gets more viewers.
Does it get more viewers?
Yes.
Well,
So Fox gets more viewers than USA Network. That's what you got to base it on.
I'm not convinced.
No, but it's like SmackDown on USA Network, right? Got like what 1.5 million premiere, but then you've got the ones on Fox are doing like...
Right, well that's irrelevant. Back to the question here. Your USA Network, what do you want them to do?
Fucking sort it out.
You want them to kick SmackDown off the air because it's not 5 million like it used to be?
No, what I would like them to do is make strides in an attempt. I'd be like, you know what, you guys...
You want them to have a part in the booking process?
Don't need to have a part in the booking process, but all you need to turn around and say, here, Triple H, big nose bastard. See these ratings? The fucking nose dived. Like, your nose has punctured them since 1999. It's just a downward spiral. They're getting worse every year. You're doing this. You're putting guys like fucking Johnny Gargano out there, and it's sink or swim, and all we're doing sinking. But how about you actually do something that's good? Reinvent yourself.
Does the USA Network know guys like Johnny Gargano suck them?
Well, they creamed their pants in the war room when Natalia got drafted, so I'm going to assume...
Obviously not, no.
No, but look at the numbers! Yo, I literally said 10 minutes ago, right? You're right to a degree where it's like they don't have another TV show that can realistically do this 52 weeks in a row, constant television, but that doesn't mean you can't strive for better.
So what do you want? Since you can't explain it, you basically want the USA Network to say, here, Triple H, SmackDown and Raw, they used to do millions, and we're talking like double, triple, quadruple the viewership they do now. Why don't you try and get back to that level of ratings, and we can pay you more to air SmackDown on our network? How about that? That's basically what you're saying.
Why not though? Why can't that?
So why can't you just say that?
That's basically what I did say.
No, right. Well, we're going to agree.
Look at Fox, right? Fox wanted. How much did Fox want?
4 million,
and then they couldn't get it.
Aye, but then they got rid of them after the 5 years.
Aye.
Well, USA Network haven't came out and said what they
I've
want.
never said once that USA Network are going to get rid of them. I just think USA Network should be striding for higher.
But USA Network have never came out and set a target. They never said, right, SmackDown, we need you to get this.
How many times did we sit here and say that the USA Network is going to be bashing WWE because Fox is getting all Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, hell, The Rock made an appearance as well. Well, they get hee-haw. They had the Viking Raiders. You yourself said that. So they obviously care about the numbers.
Of course they care about the numbers, but...
that's my point. They do care. They want them to go up. They're shite.
But the fact is, SmackDown's better than what else they can get, so...
So SmackDown is guaranteed a USA for life contract? Not NWO, USA for life, is that it? Because everything else is shite?
Pretty much, aye.
Nah, I'm not having it.
Listen, I don't think there's much else out there apart from live sport and live television series that is going to beat WWE. I don't think reruns for shows 20 years ago is doing it.
I need to do a deep dive into it. I think they would.
Nah, I'm not convinced.
No, if Big Bang Theory on TNT can get like 1,900,000, then I'm convinced that there's similar shows out there that can compete with SmackDown. I'm convinced it.
Why wouldn't they do it then? But also with SmackDown...
I don't know what's on.
Yeah, but with SmackDown as well, you've got promotion. You think of all the live promotion you can do, upcoming events. It's like if you're USA Network and you're re-showing an episode of Friends from 20 years ago, it's like it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll Google right here what shows are on
if you're the USA Network, you can promote SmackDown and be like, here's Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. If you're promoting Friends, what are you going to do? Wheel out 56-year-old Jennifer Aniston and go, here's Jennifer Aniston that doesn't look like she looked 30 years ago. It's like, what?
Well, you've got shows like Mr. Robot, Suits, The Sinner, Rush, among others. Are people tuning into that? I don't know, right? But I do know that there's a lot of people that view that Mr. Robot as one of the greatest series of all time. Don't think anyone's calling that about Raw these days.
Sad bastards. Anyway, guys, that's it. We'll catch you in the next one. Let us know your thoughts. SmackDown looks like it's staying 3 hours at least.
No, but let's just get your opinion. Do you think USA Network shouldn't demand more? Just, that's alright, Triple H. What you're doing is good. Johnny Gargano, 80 minutes. That's good.
Well, you know what? The numbers haven't really went that far down since the premiere. I mean, it is what it is, but they haven't.
Yeah, but compare
they premiered at 1.7.
Yeah, but compare the numbers to the pre-Fox. They're down.
Of course,
and that's a failure.
But they would have known that before they signed the deal. We don't know how much the money. I don't know how much money USA Network gave them. Here, maybe USA Network's. Maybe it's a cheap deal. Maybe I highly doubt they're paying the amount that Fox did. You'd need to know the discussion and what USA Network were expecting. I don't think USA Network were expecting SmackDown to hit the 4 million that Fox wanted.
The problem is, how much money is WWE going to lose out on if they chop the third hour off and if it outweigh? But the problem is, like, if it was good, the third hour wouldn't be a problem. You know, it really wouldn't be. But Triple H can't book fucking one segment, so how can he book 3 hours? That's that. No, that is the problem, right? The problem's not 3 hours is too long. 3 hours is too long because the rest of the show's shite. See if SmackDown was fantastic at 2 hours and they added an extra hour, we would not be having this conversation.
Some people believe though that SmackDown's bad because of the third hour.
No.
I guarantee you, SmackDown 2 hours still sucks.
Yeah, you still sure it was 2 hours last year. Our iconic Bash at Berlin run. That was 2 hours.
And it was still shite. Anyway, guys, that's it. Let us know your thoughts down below. SmackDown staying 3 hours until at least September. Congratulations. Till next time. Peace.